Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked up this week. So I think let's go through these briefly one by one, and then we'll go through them in a little bit more detail, and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have the Visconti Ecstasy de Oud. We have an Armando Simoni Club Vilonia Extra Black and Gold Lucents. We have an Armando Simoni Club, and this is the Vilonia Extra Africa. We have a Screamo III in the Vilonia Blue. We have a Screamo Fill in the Verde Prato. We have a Screamo Fill in the Verde Bosco. We have an OMA Diva, and this is the Blue Angel Cocktail. We have a Pelican M800 Vibrant Blue. We have a Pelican M800 Grand Place. And we have a Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove. So I think let's look at these in a little bit more detail here. This is the Visconti Ecstasy de Oud, and this is a beautiful pen. It comes with this lovely cage that you can put a little bit of cotton fluff inside, and then you dab it with perfume. And the idea is that you unscrew the blind cap here, and you have another cap, and the idea is that you store perfume inside. You have a little dabber that you do that with, and then you put some cotton fluff in there and just scent the cotton fluff. And it's a really nice idea. It's really more of a Middle Eastern pen and sort of fragranced pen. The design is actually an interesting one as well. I love the pen. I really do love writing with this. It's the length of the pen that I like the most. It is also quite weighty as well. Unfortunately, because of the size of the compartment there, you do have a very small push-pull converter, or really piston. It does have a 23 cat palladium medium nib, and this is a very springy, bouncy nib, and I love writing with this a lot. So this is currently inked up at the moment. And then we have a couple here of Armando Simoni Club Vilonia Extras, and this is the black and gold Lucents, or sometimes it's just called the black Lucents. I normally call it the black gold Lucents because it is a very much of a black and gold sort of honeybee type sort of material going on there. Now this is a celluloid material, and you do actually have translucent areas where you can see the pneumatic filler from within, and you can also see the nib there. Now, because this is an ASC pen, it does come with a number 8 size Magic Flex 18 karat gold medium nib, which tend to write more like a Western board. The pen itself is actually very long and quite weighty, and I like that. I like that a lot because for me this really makes it a lovely pen to hold. So for me, I love writing with this pen a lot. I really do think that this is a great pen to write with. I then have this one, and this is again another Armando Simoni Club Vilonia Extra, and this is the Africa, and this is again a nice material, and I like writing with this quite a lot. It has silver or rhodium plated trims. You have a nice little sort of pattern, floral pattern going on there. And then you have this sort of material in the body, which really is quite stunning. And I do like these Magic Flex nibs. So this is a Magic Flex number 8 size, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib. And again, the size of these pens and the weight, it just works for me, and it works very, very well. So I'm glad that I have this in my collection. And then just see if I can line that writing up there. And I love writing with it. It's a pen that I do gravitate towards a lot. And then we have this one, and it's a Screamo III in the Vilonia blue. And this is a Right Here Pens exclusive. Right Here Pens is a retailer in the UK, if you don't know that. This is made by Screamo, but it's made for Right Here. And this really does have a nice, captivating sort of chatoyance going on there in that blue, deep dark blue resin. Now, this isn't faceted like a lot of the newer Screamos. This has a 14 karat gold, and it's a medium nib on this pen. And again, I just love the Screamo nibs. I love the 14 karat gold nibs. This one I would say is a little bit more on the firmer side than some of my other Screamo nibs, but I love writing with it. So I have that one inked up today. And then I have a couple more Screamos, and these are the Screamo fills. So these are both hourglass and also faceted as well. And you can see there, this pattern is gorgeous. And also the colour as well. So for me, I love this. Now, this is a Screamo. It's got the Screamo logo there and not the Right Here logo, but they're both sort of, this one has a quill and the Right Here has a fountain pen nib. And they were both made by Screamo. Now this has a ruthenium trim and a ruthenium coloured nib, but it's still a 14 karat gold nib. And again, I love how these feel in my hand. I love the size of them. It's just about right for me. So for me, this is a pen that I have inked up a lot and that I write with a lot. And then we have this fill, and it's a Screamo fill in the Verde Bosco. This is a Verde Prato, and this actually has gold trims, but again, you can see there, this actually is quite nice. So for me, I do like writing with this pen a lot. It has, again, a 14 karat flex, extra flex nib or extra fletter belay nib, and with an ebonite feed. All of the Screamos have ebonite feeds, and I just love how they write. They really do write well. So for me, I find that they are solid, consistent writers, but they do write on the wet side. So that's something you need to be aware of if you go down the route of the Screamos. Same with the ASC Vilonias as well as the Screamos. And then I have this one, and this is an OMA Diva Blue Cocktail, or Blue Angel, and this is a lovely pen, but this writes super wet. So this has a 52 degree nib, and you'll see there, hopefully, it says 52 degrees, but this is a nib that is ground at a slightly different angle at 52 degrees, funnily enough, but it is a super wet marker, and you'll see that in the writing sample in a little bit. It's a little bit on the thinner side to what I normally like, but I bought this from a friend, from Gary, who didn't really want the pen anymore, and I just loved how that nib wrote. So I decided that I would actually trade it with another pen that I had at the time. And then we have the Pelican, and this is the M805. Now, it's the M800 range. The 0 designates on the end, so an M800 would be gold trim. The 05, M805, designates a silver trim. So this is a M805, and it's the vibrant blue, and this is a Pelican that I love a lot. That it's semi-translucent, so you can actually see the nib through the cap there. You also see the piston there as well. And the M800 nibs, or M800 series nibs, or the M805, has 18 karat gold, and I have this with a broad nib. The nibs are normally quite sort of rigid, quite stiff. They don't flex a lot, but they are solid writing pens and workhorse pens. And then we have this one that's inked up currently, and this is the Pelican M800, and as I mentioned, the 0 or M800 designates a gold trim. So this is the Grand Place, and I love writing with this pen. I also love the colours in it, the browns, the blues. It's very much like a river running through the pen. So again, this has an M800 nib, so it's quite a firm nib, but it's a broad nib again, and this is a gold plated nib or gold coloured nib, rather than a sort of rhodium plated or silver plated coloured nib. And then last but not least, we have the Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove, and this is a really cracker of a pen, and I'm glad that I picked this up when I did. This stacked celluloid is absolutely beautiful, and I do love stacked celluloid, so I love writing with this, and I try to write with this as much as I can when I'm writing at work, taking meeting notes. This has a number 8 size Montegrappa nib and comes with an ebonite feed there, but this just writes very well. And the size in my hand, it's actually quite good, and it's a lot more weightier than a Pelican or even the OMA Diva, but this just really feels good in my hands. So for me, this is a great pen to write with. So I think with that, let's go and do a writing sample. So the first pen is the Visconti Ecstasy Dude. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now this is quite a bouncy nib. It's a palladium nib. Also quite wet as well. So this is the Visconti Ecstasy Dude, and it's a medium, and it's a 23 cat palladium nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine Majestic Purple, which is one of my favourite purple inks. The next pen is the Armando Simone Club Vilonia Extra Black Gold Lucents. So we'll do an ink swatch again, and I honestly think that this colour ink actually matches the pen quite nicely, and as you can see, this is a very wet writing pen. So this is the, I'm going to abbreviate this, ASC Vilonia Extra Black and Gold Lucents, and it's a medium 18 cat gold nib, and then the ink in here is simply KWZ Honey, which is a beautiful ink. It's an ink that I do love seeing on the page a lot. The next pen is the ASC or Armando Simone Club Vilonia Extra Africa. So we'll do another ink swatch. And you can just see here how wet this nib is. So this is the ASC Vilonia Extra Africa, and it's a medium 18 cat gold nib. I say medium, they write more like a broad, the ASC Vilonia Extras. And then the ink in here is, and let me spell this correctly, it's D Atramentis Chocolate Brown, which is a lovely brown ink. It's more of a darker chocolate, I would say, but I just love that ink. The next pen is the Screamo III in the Vilonia Blue. So we'll do an ink swatch again. And this is a 14 cat gold medium nib. So this is the Screamo III in the Vilonia blue, and it's a medium 14 carat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Robert Oster Blue Water Ice, which is fastly becoming a favourite blue ink of mine. The next pen is the Screamo III, so we'll do an ink swatch. And again, it's another 14 carat gold nib, quite a wet nib. So it's a Screamo feel in the Verde Prato, and it's a medium 14 carat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku Chikurin. The next pen is a Screamo Fill, and it's the Verde Bosco. So we'll do another ink swatch here. And again, it's quite a wet nib. So it's a Screamo Fill in the Verde Bosco in a medium 14 carat gold nib. And then the ink is Akamon, and it's Bezerden Wood Gron, which is a green ink that I do write with a lot. The next pen is the OMA Diva Cocktail, and it's the Blue Angel. So we'll do an ink swatch now. Be prepared for this because it's a very wet broad nib. It's like a marker. It really is quite a wide nib. So it's the OMA Diva Cocktail, and it's the Blue Angel, and it's a 52 degree nib, and it's an 18 carat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Pelican Edelstein Sapphire. But I just love how broad and how wet that nib is. The next pen is the Pelican M800 Vibrant Blue. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And I find that this is quite a wet nib, although quite a firm nib. So this is the Pelican M805 Vibrant Blue in a broad 18 carat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's Asa Geo, which is actually quite a deep or dark blue ink. The next pen is the Pelican M800 Grand Plus. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is quite a nice brown ink. So this is the Pelican M800 Grand Plus, and it is a broad 18 carat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Jeheben Lee de Tay, or tea leaves. And then the last pen is the Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove. So we'll do an ink swatch here. You can see this is quite a wet nib, and it's the Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove, and it's a medium 18 cat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine Earl Grey, which is one of several of grey inks that I do actually write with a lot. So I think let's go through the currently inked pens one more time. We have a Visconti Ecstasy d'Oud in a medium 23 cat palladium nib inked up with Diamine Majestic Purple. We have an Armando Simone Club Vilonia Extra Black and Gold Lucians in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Honey. We have an Armando Simone Club Vilonia Extra Africa in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diatramentus Chocolate Brown. We have a Screamo III in the Vilonia Blue in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. We have a Screamo Phil in the Verde Prato in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Chikurin. We have a Screamo Phil in the Verde Bosco in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Akamon Bazooed and Woodgrown. We have an OMA Diva Cocktail Blue Angel in a 52 degree 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pelican Edelstein Sapphire. We have a Pelican M805 in the Vibrant Blue in a broad 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Azageo. We have a Pelican M800 Grand Place with a broad 18 karat gold nib inked up with J. Herbin Lee Detay. And then last but not least, we have the Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.